Salut tout le monde, mon nom c'est Antifi4. J'espère sérieusement qu'on n'entend pas trop le fan qui est à côté de moi parce que, oh bordel, il fait chaud ici pendant l'été. Donc il y a un fan qui roule. Ça va avoir été une introduction relativement sommaire, simplement parce que la partie va décoller assez rapidement. Les joueurs de la OnlyFans que vous voyez dans l'équipe bleue actuellement en train de faire la map ban vont avoir une autre partie directement après ça. Donc ils ne peuvent pas vraiment se permettre d'être en retard. D'où le fait que ça va dérouler relativement rapidement. Bon, donc on va jouer sur Kafe Dostoyevski. Et puis ça va être la OnlyFans qui va commencer en défense. L'équipe qui commence en attaque, donc c'est le MishMash, voilà. J'utilise un nouveau système pour noter l'historique de ronde et tout ça. Donc ça va être relativement intéressant. Donc bonjour tout le monde. Mon nom, c'est Antifi4. Aujourd'hui, on commence la Titans League. Donc, c'est la première partie de la toute première ligue que j'organise. Donc, pour ceux qui suivent ma chaîne depuis un certain bout, vous saurez que je suis quand même relativement à l'aise, relativement familier avec l'organisation de tournois. Mais en ce qui concerne une ligue qui va se jouer sur toute une saison, ça, je n'ai jamais fait jusqu'à présent. Et donc, je suis super content d'être devant vous ici ce soir à vraiment mettre en place ou à vraiment avoir le début de mon prochain grand projet essentiellement. Ce projet-ci, par exemple, n'aurait pas été possible sans l'aide financière de quelques petits commanditaires. Rien de bien gros, pas Logitech, pas Razer, pas Asus, pas quoi que ce soit. Donc, premièrement, il y a RCCLQC, évidemment, qui sont une communauté de Rainbow Six sur toutes les consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 et PC, évidemment. C'est également eux qui ont tendance à organiser des LAN. Donc, dans un LAN, il va y avoir l'organisateur qui va faire organiser l'événement, puis après ça, RCCLQC vont, eux, organiser la compétition Rainbow Six dans le contexte du LAN. Hop, on invite les joueurs en même temps, voilà. Et puis, est-ce que j'ai Kenny dans mes amis? Yes, apparemment, j'ai Kenny dans mes amis. Et sinon, et ça va peut-être vous paraître un petit peu étrange, on a également MishMash Gaming, donc l'équipe qui va commencer en attaque aujourd'hui. Il faudrait peut-être que j'inverse l'overlay ici. Faisons ça très rapidement. MishMash Gaming, eux, par-dessus être un roster, par-dessus être une équipe de Rainbow Six, ils sont aussi des organisateurs de compétition sur les consoles. Ce qui fait en sorte que, voilà, si jamais vous cherchez des compétitions sur console, vous vous dites, bon, moi j'aime bien ça, jouer à Rainbow Six, j'aimerais ça faire les compétitions, mais je suis un joueur Xbox, spécifiquement dans le cas de MishMash, et que vous dites, j'aimerais ça participer, allez voir ce qu'eux ils font. À ce moment-là, c'est eux qui vont pouvoir, on va dire, répondre un peu plus à vos besoins.
Do we need moss?
Yeah, mouse will be needed.
Sounds good.
Et Sariz va se faire inviter. Recherche une partie personnalisée, bientôt juste connecté. Super! Donc, la map, c'était Café. Café, café,
Yo,
café,
we're
café.
blue team, by the way.
Sorry?
I'm just saying we're the blue team. On the map.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter, but you were
Okay.
starting on defense, so I put you in orange.
Okay.
On va juste nommer les équipes correctement. Donc, de l'équipe orange, on va voir MishMash Gaming. Et de l'autre côté, OnlyFans, un pseudo qui est très troll, si je peux me permettre. Mais les choses sont ainsi faites. Ouais. Dans le fond, il va vraiment falloir que j'indique les affaires en double. Intéressant. Intéressant. Comme ça va avoir été fait. Et donc, c'est ça. De mon côté, on est essentiellement prêt à commencer la compétition, on est essentiellement prêt à commencer la game. Donc, je vous lancerai comme question, laquelle de ces deux équipes-ci supportez-vous? Quelle de ces deux équipes-ci pensez-vous ou espérez-vous qu'il va gagner? Et aussi, comme vous l'aurez vu dans l'interface ou dans l'écran de On commence bientôt, tantôt, on va avoir à 9h une autre game. Fait que, il risque quand même d'y avoir un certain, on va dire, délai, un certain temps mort dans le stream tantôt, parce qu'évidemment, là, il va commencer à peu près à 7h la partie, de 7 à peu près 8h, ça va être la première game. De 8 à 9h, ben, ça va être calme, ou on va dire un peu plus calme sur le stream, de manière générale. Et après ça, vers 9h, l'action va recommencer, et ça en force. Donc, j'ai hâte de voir ça, et j'espère que vous aussi, vous avez hâte. Bon, on pourrait parler peut-être un petit peu de Café en tant que map. Avant de commencer, Café, donc ça va être une map qui va être très, je dirais, prévisible et très constante. Pour le meilleur comme pour le pire. Donc l'attaque va presque toujours se faire du haut vers le bas. Donc les attaquants vont vouloir arriver sur le toit, vont vouloir descendre par les trappes, par la verrière, prendre le contrôle du top. Si l'objectif est là, tant mieux. Sinon, descendre vers le premier étage. Si l'objectif est là, tant mieux. Sinon, descendre vers le rez-de-chaussée. Et après ça, ben, dans ce cas-ci, attaquer la cuisine. Au fur et à mesure, on va déloger les roamers, on va jouer la verticalité. Et puis, il n'y a pas 25 façons d'attaquer. Tu sais, je veux dire, mettons la cuisine, là. Tu peux rentrer par bakery, mais il n'y a pas beaucoup de teams qui le font. C'est relativement rare. Et le consensus, on va dire général, ce serait d'attaquer par en haut. Donc, ça va donner une bonne prévisibilité à la map. Et je sais pas si c'est la meilleure ou la moins bonne des choses, parce que ça laisse, bon, pas, je vais pas dire aucune place à la créativité
Hey
individuelle.
Hans,
Hey, how you doing?
you spelled MishMash wrong.
MishMash. I'm sorry, I don't spot the error.
You're missing an H.
An H, right. My bad.
All good.
Yes. There you go. Like, I saw it was wrong, but I couldn't exactly see it, right?
Yeah.
So ESA Prophet qui fait let's go. ESA Prophet, you might actually be the first one on the stream tonight. So hello, how are you doing? And I will try to do the stream in English if we don't see an overwhelming majority of French players joining in. Since in theory I've tagged the stream as being French, most of my community is going to be French, but I do realize that MishMash Gaming will learn English team, and well, they and their supporter, I'm just going to assume here, will be speaking English, whereas French people can also speak English, but the opposite does not necessarily hold true. So I'll see how it goes. I'll see how many people jump in the stream eventually. But yeah, until then, how are you doing? And welcome on the stream. And yeah, so the OnlyFans guys, they are kind of squeezed for time. They're gonna have a ESA qualifier right after this game, so they said we cannot afford to start with a delay or to start later on or anything along those lines. And therefore, I'm somewhat surprised that they're the last to join into the server here. Like, there's all the MishMash guys are here, but hey, that's how it is. That's how it is. And the game is currently in English. Okay, I was gonna say if I'm to stream or to cast in English, might as well have the UI in English, but it appears to already be the case. So, The anti-cheats will be necessary today. MishMash Gaming, they've asked about it, so I'm assuming they're familiar with that, because, you know, sometimes when you have newer competitive players, they don't know really in depth how Moss works or how to get it to work, because Moss can be a pain in the butt. And I kind of want to blame Ubisoft for that, because they didn't give us, or they didn't make the game easy to work with, so anti-cheat systems, or, systems are iffy at best compared to CS:GO or Overwatch, or what would you? Now I see ESEA in your title, so I'm assuming you're playing in the ESEA leagues or tournaments that they do organize. And on the Rainbow, on the without being a CS:GO player myself, I do know that there's a lot of third-party anti-cheat softwares out there, which, you know, you get to pick and choose which one you prefer. Here, we're really just squeezed for.
Wait, what is
the only thing that we can use,
for
right?
uniform in that league?
I'm sorry?
What is the rule for uniform?
It's the standard one, so every uniform that's going to be banned in ESL, or now,
Okay.
I suppose it's banned here. Watsuki, yo, comment ça va, Watsuki? Salut à toi.
That's with the
Comment
exception
vas-tu?
of Pro League, right? And, like esports team skins.
Esports team skins should be good, but if you want to make sure, you can refer to the rules in the section on Battlefy. Give me just half a second. Let me just get back into overview, rules, and so the exhaustive list would be Outbreak Collection, Wind Bastion, Blood Orchid, Twitch and Valkyrie Elite, Ember Rise, Seared Flat Bundle, Satellite Bundle, and Wanderers Bundle. It's a mouthful. So the exact rule on the website would be rule 3.3.6 if you want to look it up for yourselves. Ça en fait beaucoup, it's a mouthful. Also, as much as possible, I will try to have both this stream in French and another stream in English for, you know, the Anglophones out there in the chat. And we, for the next upcoming game, we might actually have an English caster and an English stream, but she's not gonna be here right now, so there's that. I'm trying to accommodate the Anglophones out there as much as possible, but I'm working with, say, limited resources, unfortunately. Also, Gibby Gaming has followed the channel. Gibby Gaming, thank you for the follow, my man. How are you doing? Welcome on the stream. Welcome in the community. Hope you enjoyed your stay. And who are you rooting for? Or are you? Oh, Gibby, you're one of the players. I see you in here. Either that or it's a crazy coincidence. So I'm just gonna assume you're rooting for MishMash. Mextor saying Mon MMG. So MishMash apparently does also have some French support, or some French supporters. There's only one player remaining to have to join, and then we're gonna be good to go. Yeah. Also, I wanted to try a totally different piece of software to manage the overlays. For example, you know, MishMash Gaming against OnlyFans, the map band, the in-game overlay with you know, team logos, band operators, team names, that good stuff. Didn't have time to set it up, or I was running into a few issues, so next game might be there. Real quick, small reminder, Moss is mandatory, so if you don't have it, last reminder to start it. OnlyFans said they're ready. MishMash, are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, well, good luck, have fun. Okay. So when Percy says he's ready, I'm gonna launch. Intervention Esports League. Oh, another league. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing different leagues on the community. Just the community coming together to create something for other members in the community. I love it.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
All right, well, like I said, good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. As I tend to say. Oh, shoot, it's still tagged as being a best of 3. I'm going to have to swap that up real quick. Plus, it's going to be the Titans... DAL, Titans League, out of the few different levels of competition we're running. There's Titans League, There we go. And now let's jump into the operator bans. So if I was to bet, and you know what, I'm talking too much in English. I'm just gonna tag the stream as being in English. There you go. So if I was to bet on the banned operators, Nomad wouldn't have been at the top of my list. I mean, Thatcher is always, and I do mean always, banned, right? He is such a blanket counter to so many different operators on the defense side. Like, over half of the defense's operators work on electricity, right? So him being taken out of the board, like we're going to be seeing right here, is going to make so many defensive play styles viable that he is kind of a crutch ban. It is unfortunate, I want to say, because it reflects poorly on the game's balancing. But by taking Thatcher out, you have to do it, basically. Mira ban, Mira, Echo, Maestro would be, you know, the go-to defense bans because they are really good plant denial operators. Mira less so than the others, but I mean, still to some extent. Seeing without being seen is really strong. And you know, with the 15 seconds meta, which may have fallen a bit out of favor lately, but which is still very prevalent in the scene, we are going to be seeing so many plants that are going to occur in the last, you know, few seconds of the round, and having that plant be denied when you only get one single shot at it, it is going to be a deal breaker. And this is exactly why you don't have to deal against those operators, hence the ban that we just saw. Let me just tag the bans in the second system, and that is a huge ban wave. I gotta say, I always do have mixed feelings about this, because on one hand, we don't like the cheaters, we don't like these kinds of people, and seeing them, you know, taken off the game is nice to see. But the problem is, you tend to have some false positives, and then players that have done absolutely nothing wrong get falsely accused of cheating, of having cheated. And then they get banned, and this just makes for a fine mess, if I may. So the first round right here is going to be played at the top floor, so this is going to be a bar defense without any surprises, right? This is the go-to primary bomb site for this map. I want to keep an eye on Saris, because he does have Valkyrie, and therefore, you know, the placement of his gadget can influence the round more than anything else, I want to say. Like, a lucky nade can get a kill if either Jaeger or Womai hasn't done his job by planting one of his gadgets at a certain spot. But a good Valkyrie's Black Eye can see so much and can get you so many kills, and oh my gosh, I didn't even know that angle existed. It is going to be tossed beneath, I want to say, the couch, making it virtually impossible for the attackers from MishMash Gaming to see it. And therefore, since there is no IQ in the attacker's composition, as long as OnlyFans doesn't tag anything with the camera, which I don't expect them to do in the first place, well, there's next to nothing MishMash can do against that camera, except if it were to go, you know, underneath the mezzanine and shoot it from underneath. But that is extremely unlikely. Maybe a lucky explosion, you know, Zofia or Ash can destroy it, but that's about the end of it. Or that's the extent of it, rather. So you're going to be seeing Dio here in the cigar lounge. He's going to be holding down piano, and he could expect to receive some pressure early on. But apparently it's not going to be the case, right? Kenny could have, you know, repealing in would have been extremely dangerous, but he could still have tried it. Nonetheless, he's not going to do so. And the initial insertion is going to come from the red stairs area, but immediately after, right? They're going to turn right to the piano area, and therefore Dio still might be the first defender to receive any kind of pressure. Ceres, however, is roaming. He does have the nitro cell, so he could maybe chuck something through at the ceiling, through the floor. We have seen a few there, track stringers. He cannot just jump up, and that's going to be a double kill. Extremely big plays being made really early on. We're going to be attempting, you know, wall bangs. They do want to get rid of him. He has been such a pain extremely early on. It's not going to work, though. And now through the floor, he might even get a third kill, but it's not going to work. It was close. Gibby has inflicted some damage on him. Saras was aiming for the head, so, you know, even a half inch to the right, he doesn't hit anything, whereas he's taking a few bullets to the shoulder. But at the end of the day, both players are still up, and both players are still really strong, so it's not really going to matter too much. Plus, you know, there's a dog, so he can just recuperate that health, and he's no longer roaming. So the attackers, MishMash, I'm not sure if they know that they no longer have a roamer in their backs, If they do not, well, they're still going to be somewhat cautious about, you know, being flanked and that kind of stuff. And if not, well, they can concentrate all of their firepower and energy to pushing onto the bomb site, which is going to be extremely tough now. It's a 2v5 situation. Dirty has taken some damage. They're being pushed, and he has to reload in the wrong place. Unfortunately, Dirty, last operator alive. It is now or never, but it's just not going to work. OnlyFans starting off really strong with a flawless round. Thanks in part to the double kill with a nitro cell. That was an extremely strong opener, I want to say. The smoke grenades have been tossed pretty early into the round as well, simply because they knew they could afford to do so. And all in all, you know, the map control that the defense showed was really good. Like, they were able to funnel the attackers into this small area just outside of Red Stairs. And from there, MishMash wasn't able to do anything. And we just saw the House of Cards being the attackers, you know, strategy composition and everything just collapse in a absolutely devastating fashion if you were to be a MishMash fan and a MishMash supporter. I do want to say not everything is lost, right? This is only the first round. The game is only starting, and it would be hard to say, oh, they won the one round, therefore they are OnlyFans is necessarily going to win. It is not that simple, simply because that map, Kafe, is known as being a notoriously defense-sided map. So I wouldn't be surprised if MishMash were to have something along the lines of a 4-2 scoreline by the time the rule swap occurs. But then I would also absolutely expect MishMash Gaming, when they start defending, to recuperate those lost rounds. So the name of the game right here for MishMash is going to be to slow OnlyFans' you know, presumably win streak, or, you know, by default, rather, I want to say OnlyFans are going to see a win streak on their hands. MishMash will want to try to slow that down at a maximum. The defense here definitely does seem like a custom-made strategy rather than, you know, this typical, I'm going to say standard strat, the rank strat, so to say. You're going to be seeing a lot of rotation holes and not too many operators or not too many defenders directly sitting on OBJ. That means a lot of roamers and not too much vertical roaming, I want to say, right? So if we look at it, basically everybody is going to be at the first floor, so just outside of the objective. Meaning that they can really easily get back on site if the pressure, if MishMash was to rush in really aggressively, find an opening and that kind of stuff, which for the time being it doesn't appear to be, you know, a rushing strategy that we're going to be seeing from MishMash. Makes sense, right? Rushing blindly is a really, I want to say, risky strategy. It can work if you have found a flaw or an opening in your opponent's defense, but if not, you don't want to just, you know, rush in heads down. And this is not what we're going to be seeing. So MishMash does have the control of the second and first floor, second floor rather, sorry. But that doesn't mean much, since OnlyFans were not even attempting to contest that, right? No roamer is going to be roaming above the second floor. And this is, to some extent, a bit worrisome, but just a little bit. The thing is, with no roamers to contest that, I mean, for example, Jarvis here with Sledge, come on, keyboard. Sledge right here can open up the floor slash ceiling with minimal, say, distractions or danger to himself, right? He doesn't have to be worried about a roamer flanking him from behind, shooting him in the back of the head, that kind of stuff. And that might be jeopardizing OnlyFans' defense a little bit. Plus, for example, if a roamer would be able to get the lucky kill on Thermite, well, that hatch would never have been opened. There is no arcades, or 90 Trickling would have worked on the hatch either way. So right now, Dio, who is in the bakery, not exactly on bomb site technically, and you know, his few friends that are going to be on OBJ are going to be hard pressed pretty quickly, because if the ceiling explodes above you, you have to find another anchoring spot, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going to be doing. Sarah's getting the first kill here on Thermite, getting not a double, getting a refrag instead. That Thermite kill was not going to be too important either, since just about every reinforced wall has a rotation hole right next to it. So aside from the hatch, Thermite's utility rather wasn't too important. So it really is going to be a kills game. That heavy pre-fire is not going to yield too many results, and I do believe it was Ash's silhouette. So Gizmo has jumped out, jumping back in. They have to push in. Timer is slowly running down. He has nowhere to rotate, and he's going to peek just as he tosses out a flashbang. That is unfortunate timing, to say the least. With a Guman in his foot, that was going to be, gosh damn, an extremely swift refrag. And Sledge, poor Sledge, is going to be dead before his feet even touch the ground. OnlyFans winning another decisive round here. They are up to a really good start, really strong start. Like I said last round, it is nothing to be too worried about if you were to be a MishMash supporter or fan of the chat. Though at some point, you know, the bleeding does have to stop. if they want to have a realistic shot at bringing this back once the rule swap occurs. And the other factor I do want to point out is simply that at the beginning of the game like that, you can expect, you know, both teams to get to know each other, right? So this is the first game of the season. They haven't yet had time to study each other, and since OnlyFans are defending, they kind of have the inner advantages of the situation. So it is up to MishMash to find a weakness and to exploit it adequately. And by having gone against OnlyFans' defense in the third floor once, now they've gone against OnlyFans' defense in the kitchen area. Next time, you could assume they will know a bit better to do. They can expect to know a bit better what to do. Wow, they can know what to expect next round. Sorry. This strat is really common in CGL. Yeah, it is not uncommon. I wasn't really trying to dispute that. My point was it was not the standard strategy, not the standard, you know, rank strat. But you're right. As far as custom strats goes, or custom strats go, this would be one of the most expected or most known ones, indeed. So that bomb site in the kitchen is really hard to hold when you're purely anchoring. You do have to have roamers and, you know, anchors outside of OBJ to cut off some lanes, some rotation lanes, because if not, it's going to be so easy for the attackers just to funnel in. And we can see this really, really often, you know. The quote-unquote default strat would be to have 2 or 3 defenders on OBJ and then a few others roaming. And as soon as the roamers have been dealt with, the attackers have next to no difficulties whatsoever to funnel in. This is going to be Dio's run out, and he did not run out of the garage door right here. He appears to have jumped out of the dining room, actually, right? That window right here has been opened up, so this is probably where he jumped out. Unfortunately, losing a pulse to for a Zofia, that trade, I want to say it is going to be advantaging MishMash Gaming. Because Dio, Pulse can feed so much intel. It is not a Valkyrie, it is not a Maestro or an Echo or none of that kind of stuff. But still, you know, he can just stay behind a reinforced wall or just in a hard wall either way and just tell his roaming friends where to flank. Now that's going to be out of the board, and plus you don't have any Valkyries in the composition, so intel gathering is going to be really difficult for the defenders now. That grenade is unlikely to get any kills. We'll destroy the jammer though, so at least drones can get through. So far, however, MishMash Gaming are looking really strong. Like, it is a 5v3 situation. They are still only fighting for the top floor, so it's not really gonna get the diffuser planted in a direct sense of the term. But still, 4v3, my bad. But still, the idea being, they are out-fragging the defenders pretty heavily here, and right now, for example, the defenders are not in a good spot to deny a plant of the diffuser, right? That hatch has to be open, you have to rotate back on site. Coming back up, there's gonna be a sledge there. Is he oh yeah, Jarvis is absolutely expecting somebody to be there. And this is gonna be Amani getting a kill on Dirty. Gibby being the bearer of the diffuser, so what he does is going to impact the rest of the team, right? Everybody else can push from a different angle, but it would be at the end of the day nothing but a bait or, you know, an attempt at misdirection. Where the diffuser goes is where the real push is going to be coming from, and it does appear like we are going to be trying to do something by the reading room area. I would be surprised if we were trying to plant on the A bomb site, but still, it would be technically possible. For now, OnlyFans had to concede the direct possession of the bomb site to the attacker, so Amani is holding it from the exterior, and your mute right here has to play for verticality, and he does get the verticality. It is not going to be in time, however, to deny the plant of the diffuser, and he's now last alive. He can jump down, but that will land him in a pile of track stingers, which is none too appealing of a proposition. So what can you do? He's still up the top floor looking, you know, for the cheeky angle on his opponents that can yield you 1 or 2 kills, but he's gonna have to jump down. Doing so, he is now losing the advantage to Jarvis, who is now the top floor, and he will be in a really good position to another firefight. Should Sledge fail in doing that, there's still going to be Gibby on the OBJ itself. Plus, that hesitation is going to be really costly time-wise. MishMash Gaming thus winning round number 3. And that is a good ratio. If we were able to win out 2 more rounds, you know, on the permanent secondary bomb site for the defenders, and MishMash, you know, round number 6, should they be able to win out in the reading area, rather, it would be a 4-2 roll swap, which once again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but this map being defense-sided, if the attack is able to win out for 2 rounds, just 2 rounds, it would indicate more or less of an even footing for both of these teams. And, you know, I know that one of the teams is pressed for time, so we don't really want to go into overtime or anything along those lines. But at the very least, if you don't know from the beginning, from the get-go, who's going to win, it just keeps you on the edge of your seat, right? Keeps you guessing, and we do love to see that. So this time it was MishMash who won it. There you go. And this will be just about it for the replays. Once again, I found it somewhat disappointing how, I want to say, due to a simple mistake, Pulse has been killed at the very beginning of the round. You know, that run out was just not worth it. And in the end, we saw it, right? If he had still been roaming at the top floor, he could have known, had he been in Mute's shoes, with the pulse jammer, with the pulse cardiac sensor rather, where exactly the fuel was being planted, and he could even have denied it, right? Or failing that, at the end, once the diffuser was planted, he was still holding out a few angles, trying to see where the defenders were. The attackers with the defense roll, rather. I'm still, you know, fumbling over my words. You get the idea. No, knowledge is power, and losing the only intel-based operator you had at the very beginning of the round might not have been a worthwhile risk to take. So, MishMash Gaming spawning once again. However, the thing is, logic would have dictated OnlyFans go bar again, which they didn't do. And the idea being misdirection, I can only assume. Because MishMash probably, you know, handpicked a composition to push the top floor. But it's not going to happen, and now they might be left with operators that are not ideal for the task. For example, we are going to be seeing, of course, the same defense as last time, and hard breaching is not too important for this exact bomb site, right? So therefore, MishMash Gaming may have to adapt a little bit. Stio's going to be in the train museum. Gizmo would be fairly close to him, and there's also a drone in front of him. Jarvis also holding, you know, an angle here, so Dio cannot really peek too aggressively, and the drone is going to be a perfect distraction. He's going to take roughly 25 HP worth of damage. Nothing too major. Oh no, this has been party tossed. He cannot pick it back up. He is going to get that kill on Ash though, but not before Ash herself gets a kill on MXK7. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that gamer tag. I feel like spelling it's the best way to go, but still, it still feels odd. So from the mining room offense, there's only Jarvis remaining. He does have the frag grenades though, so he could get a cheeky kill on Dio if he wants to. It would indicate that MishMash wanted to attack from a different angle compared to last round. That would, so far at least, be an utter and total failure. So what is left? It looks like Jarvis is going to be rotating to link up with his remaining teammates, and they just are going to have to slug it out for the top floor control before eventually jumping down to reading and try to find the diffuser like they did last round. However, unlike last round, they are now at a numerical disadvantage, and therefore it should be, I want to say fairly easy, but still entirely doable for Armani, Stars, and the other roamers that might want to climb back up the stairs in the meantime, to, you know, just get the kills there and don't even have to worry about the diffuser being planted on site. That is going to be the proximity alert going off, but of course, right, the defenders were going to know he was there. Percy getting the kill on Dirty, and the last operator alive is going to be Gibby, I'm not sure. Gibby right here going to, with a heavy pre-fire, he gets the kill, nicely done. Now a 1v2 situation, it's already much less intimidating than a 1v3. Thing is, his position has been known. Armani seems to be working his way down there as well, but Dio would be the first one to encounter Gibby. And said Thermite doesn't appear to be too, say, intent on a set course of action. You still do feel the hesitation, and that's going to cost him, but not right now. Dio not being down, he does get a shot at planting the diffuser, but it is going to be extremely close. Of course, Armani was not going to pick this too aggressively, but there you go. Had it been like 5 seconds earlier, MishMash might have taken this home. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be the case. So let's go for these replays one more time. And this was more on round number 4. So the role swap is going to happen pretty soon. So we were just reading again. OnlyFans wanted by killing. Oh, okay. And so yeah, what I was saying was. Oh, remember what I was saying. I'm a one-man production team tonight. I don't have an observer, a producer, or a co-caster. I'm doing everything, and sometimes this does overwhelm my brain. But being played for time, actually, it was not. Can I remove? No, perfect. Being really close for time is a first. Actually, we've never seen a round being won because the timer reached 0, be it with the attackers just failing to play the diffuser or the defenders failing to counter diffuse the diffuser once it's been planted by the attackers. One thing is for sure, MishMash Gaming, they hesitated a bit too much this very last round, right? They were used to coming in a bit sooner. And you really do see that the plan A failed. Plan A being to push in through train and presumably try to plant on the dining room bomb site. With that being a total failure, the attackers, MishMash Gaming, kind of had to rotate, get back to the top floor, and just basically restart again. And they had lost too much time at this time, at that point, for it to be viable, unfortunately. Sarah is absolutely ready for a run out, and he will have a nice camera out here. Oh, tell me you're gonna try this. I do want to see. You do like to see those aggressive actions. Is Jarvis's drone gonna spot him? Oh no, Sarah's. Are you gonna do this? He's droning. He is going to get immediately murked by Kenny, who has just been following. I want to say Jarvis's drone. Maybe not. Maybe it was Gibby's drone. It was Gibby's drone. But there you go. Teamwork is going to win out the round for you and your teammates. No, it is only just the very first kill. If you can keep the train going, just like that band train here, well, you're going to be in a good position to win it out. Those, nicely tried, but unfortunately there's going to be the window frame that is going to block out those kills, or those bullets rather. Nonetheless, the attackers have been spotted here, so with the tag, actually, MishMash can expect a camera to be at the exterior, and I would expect somebody like Jarvis right here to be looking out for it and presumably destroying it in short order, or it's already been destroyed. But the lack of an IQ is going to make itself felt right here. Like, you really are going to have to spend some time actually looking for the camera before you can destroy it. That's if you can't even find it in the first place, right? And IQ is a really interesting operator. Like, there's a lot she can do, but she just counters utility, which in and of itself doesn't do much to improve your situation. It just deteriorates your opponent's situation, and this is why IQ can be really easily, say, underestimated, right, or underappreciated. She is such a good operator to put your opponents in a bad position, but you don't feel how bad your enemy's position is. You just really know how bad your situation is. So there you go, Dio getting a nice little kill, but the thing is, with MX having jumped down the hatch, Dio in the immediate sense is going to be the only one defending the OBJ, and that is going to put him in a really bad position right here. He's going to fail miserably at getting any kills here, and you do see, for example, Gridlock right there on OBJ, once again failing at getting the kill. Oh, she's going to be down now, so this is good, but still, if they wanted to plant the diffuser would have already been planted. I can only ask, what is MishMash doing? Like, Gibby, why are you not planning right now? Dio being downed, I would assume they didn't know that because of the Pro League HUD. But now MX is back. And this is with 13 seconds remaining. The smoke canisters can do some damage, but it's not going to be enough, right? He's still going to get the diffuser planted. Had he gotten it a few seconds earlier, it could have been a game changer. Unfortunately, it is now too late. He has to get the 4K in really short order. The bad news is, he is downstairs, and there's only two doorways leading up to the top floor. So there's only 2 rotation lanes to be kept by the attackers, by MishMash. That round, except if a miracle happens, is as good as lost for OnlyFans. And there you go, it's going to be Sledge's flank that is going to get the kill. MishMash Gaming winning round number 5. They now have 2 victories under their belts on offense, rather. Sorry for that. And therefore, it is now pretty likely that they manage to win out the map, assuming they can win the next round. So they are going above and beyond what I would have expected from 2 teams that are on an equal footing. Once again, I'm repeating myself, but this map is defense-sided, so seeing the attackers win just 2 rounds here is a really good indicator that they might be in a good position to overcome their opponents. It is, however, too early to say anything, let's say definitive or definite, simply because MishMash's defense could still just be really weak, right? Attacking is a matter of improvising and adapting to your opponents, but defending, this is where you're going to scrim, this is where you're going to strat, right? You're going to prepare a defense, and therefore, I mean, I don't know these players too much. I believe the roster is still relatively young, so if they haven't had time to properly strat and everything on this map, if they have prioritized, let's just say Clubhouse, for example, well then their strategies and their knowledge of this map might be a bit weaker than otherwise, right? It is still nothing but supposition, and I can only say guess at how this or that could go. But for the time being, this is going to be the last defense for OnlyFans. They are going to go in the kitchen area once again, and their defense so far is eerily similar, but not exactly the same, since there's no rotation hole right here, which, yeah, MX is going to remedy really quickly. The thing is, MishMash has seen this defense once, so now they know what to expect.